It's a new year, and everywhere you look, it's new year, new you, vision boards, big goals, fresh starts. But if you're being honest, you're just not feeling it. You're tired, you're still carrying last year. And the idea of adding one more self care routine almost feels heavy instead of hopeful. Or listen, maybe you did jump on the new year, new you bandwagon. You started the routines, you bought the planner, downloaded the app, filled the water bottle, and then life happened and it all faded. Then here comes the inner voice with its chatter saying, see, you're not consistent. You don't follow through. But what if the voice is wrong? And what if the problem isn't you? What if the problem is that your life is fighting your rhythms? Listen, welcome back to the break room. And I am Deetra Dennis, the self care coach for nurses and the founder of Full Circle Health Coaching LLC, where we empower Black women nurses to move from burnout to alignment so that you can serve at your highest level without self sacrifice. So last week we had our initial season episode or video, and we talked about our theme for this season, which is self-care aligning with nature's rhythm. And last week we invited you to choose 3 words for how you want this winter to feel in your body, in your mind, and in your spirit. So today we're going a little deeper into why self-care feels so hard, especially as a Black woman nurse who's been trying to do it in a life that's out of rhythm. So let's level set and talk about nature's rhythm. When I say nature's rhythm, I'm talking about the natural, regular patterns and changes we see in the world around us. It could be the rising and the setting of the sun, the change of seasons, the way plants, animals, and even our own bodies move through cycles of activity and rest. It's how nature moves and changes in a predictable, harmonious way. And for us, you can think of nature's rhythm as life's natural pace, living in a way that's in sync with the natural world, not rushed or forced. There is a certain peace that comes with aligning ourselves with nature's rhythm and accepting change as it comes. It's really about taking your power back with self care by aligning with nature, not fighting against it. And if you've been around any time, you've heard me talk about my family. And growing up, I had quite a few elders around me, be it aunts and uncles. I didn't have my maternal grandparents, but I was surrounded by many elders. And one of those was my mom's aunt, Aunt Maddie. And she was in her 90s, mid 90s when she passed away. But, she was around, we were around her a lot. And I remember her saying, life and nature are our teachers. And we have to be still to hear the lessons. And, as a child, of course, I didn't quite understand, but I tell you, as they would always say, just keep on living. And I tell you, I appreciate those things. Those words ring true in my heart each and every day now. And so now let's tie that back to the new year, new you message. Now, some reports, including those shared by Baylor College of Medicine, say that up to around 88% of people abandon their resolutions, their New Year's resolutions, by the end of January, with some even pointing to a so-called Quitter's Day, which is the second Friday in January. Again, this is the day when most people have already given up. And then, even more, only a small percentage, about 8 to 9%, actually stick with their resolutions through the end of the year. So, what happens is the initial excitement and motivation fade, and people are left feeling overwhelmed, discouraged, and disappointed. So, here's the question that makes me go, in the words of Arsenio Hall, it makes me say, could it be that self care feels so hard because we're going against nature's rhythm? So, with that being said, let's look at nature for a moment. Winter is a season of rest, reflection, and quiet transformation. Animals enter hibernation as an act of preservation, not laziness. Trees look bare on the outside, but it's a lot going on the inside. So their roots are growing deeper, conserving energy, and preparing for the season to come. Now, how does this relate to us? Winter is a deeply introspective season. During this time, our bodies and minds are naturally inclined toward rest, reflection, and restoration. We have the long, dark nights and colder temperatures, and that is an invitation to slow down, turn inward, and conserve our energy. And yet, we're often pushing ourselves to make winter the season of doing the most. Drastic changes, big goals, all or nothing resolutions. And I just have to pause and say, this is why in my masterclass, From Superwoman to Self-Care, I talk about shifting from being rushed and busy to rest and be. Because winter isn't just about surviving, it's about allowing ourselves to pause, process, and prepare. And so, if you would like to go deeper and learn more about what I talk about, I'll leave the link to the masterclass below. But back to our talk today. So, when you're not feeling motivated for a big new you push in the middle of winter, I want you to know that it's okay. You're not behind, you're not broken. You may simply be out of rhythm with what the season is designed for. So instead of forcing drastic change, allow your whole being, mind, body, and spirit to align with nature's rhythm. And here are some ways you can do that. Reframing winter as a time for rest, reflection, and self care, not pressure and overextension. Setting small, gentle intentions instead of massive self care goals. Listening to what your body actually needs right now: more sleep, more warmth, more light, more stillness. And I'd love for you to share in the comments or in the chat, how do you plan to align with nature's rhythm this winter? And it could be one simple thing. So, we only, spend a short time together, but as you go back to your day, I want to leave you with this quote: self-care feels heavier when you're pushing against the season you're in. Adopt the pace of nature. And nature's secret is harmony. So thank you for spending time with me here in the break room for your 7-minute self-care reset. And I look forward to joining me again next week. So until then, I wish you a wonderful week.